worst case scenario for an organiser is that something happens and they go to prison. Any activity that happens in the workplace, very simple piece of legislation, the Health and Safety at Work Act says effectively that everything that you deliver has to be safe. In general, an event organiser, what they'll almost always take on are the roles of principal designer and principal contractor. All of those directly procured services, as well as general movement across the site, those are the responsibilities of the organiser. They will think, potentially, if they are procuring a specialist electrical contractor, for example, that if the electrical contractor has an accident, causes an accident, it's their fault, it's their liability, they're the professional, they've caused it. It's not the case. They still have liability themselves, but as principal contractor, so does the organiser. The HSE has specifically commented the practice of simply going out to your suppliers, collating their risk assessments and method statements and insurance documents, maybe giving them a cursory glance and putting them into a folder. It's been shown in case law that that's an insufficient approach. You need to look at what your suppliers are doing. You need to undertake due diligence on those guys, check what they're about, check how they behave before you appoint them. I would suggest the approach taken is that an organiser develops its own questionnaire based on the HSE guidance, but also based on its own operational priorities as well, and gets any directly procured contractor and supplier to that event to complete this and to send it with supporting documentation to them. An organiser also needs to look holistically at the overall operation. The one thing they need to be able to demonstrate and control is that the activity of one group of contractors isn't going to be adversely affected, or they are not going to adversely affect the activity of another group of contractors doing whatever they're doing over here. When you look at a lot of event industry risk assessments and method statements, some of them are very ambiguous. You start with a method statement first and then do the risk assessment afterwards. You arrive on site, what happens next? From that sequence, after you've written that down, then you can generate what the risks are.